Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Target. We are on time today. I have Vinay Hariharan in the house, so we are punctual. Today we're going to talk about the two games which went on between Sri Lanka and Netherlands and Namibia and UAE, which was a cracker of a match. Vinay, first of all, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
All well, man. Enjoyed the games today?
Oh man, the Namibia game was a heartbreak, especially looking at David Wiese crying on the dugout. It
Yeah.
was just heartbreaking just to see that he played a gem of an innings and couldn't pull off at the end. But what an innings that was!
Yeah, man. The last two overs, I thought it was Namibia's game. They needed, 18, 19 of 12 deliveries. I thought it was their
Yeah.
game. He was set and yeah, eyeing the ball very nicely, and he was playing his shots. But in the end, it was UAE. Again, brilliant death bowling, man. Mohammad Wasim turning out to be an outstanding all rounder, scored a 50 and then picked up a wicket in that last over and
Yeah.
bowled really well in that last over. Both excellent in the death.
Oh yeah, it was something like he just bowled. I think it was the second over, if I'm not wrong, and the first over went for 12 runs, and him getting the nod over Basil Hamid, who picked up two wickets, was something UAE probably had practiced from before, and that's why they went on with that plan.
Yeah, I think that was a good call because Basil Hamid did pick up two big wickets in between, but he was bowling that odd, wide delivery or like the loose ball, which was going for four down the leg side. And I think that was a good call in the end. The death bowling from UAE was outstanding. You always favor the batting team, even though there's only three wickets left. In that situation, with Wiese set, you always, favor the batting team. And to bowl like that, I think a lot of credit. Did you see the Netherlands boys? They were there in the crowd in the first half. The second half, I think they were watching in the changing rooms,
Oh yeah.
celebrating. That's what you see in cricket: heartbreak for some, but ecstasy for other players.
Did you see the fan also in the stadium who was wearing the Netherlands jersey?
That's what it was, yeah. They were
Yeah,
so happy. Like, I mean,
they were.
heartbreak for someone, but it was good to see them watching as a team as well, and
Yeah,
really excited that their team won.
it's always a
Also,
game of margin, right? It's a game of margin. T20 is always that unpredictable one where anyone can go win the game any day, right? So it's never predictable.
I also want to give a shout out to Trumpelman, man. He played a vital innings there, hit a six as well when there was pressure on, and he
Yeah,
really gave David Lucy the support. Without his contribution, I don't think they would have gone that close. So you have to give him plenty
yeah.
of
They were
credit.
like what 70 of seven?
Yes,
Oh my
seven.
God! Look who's in the house.
Oh my God!
Oh, Vinay, it's an honor. I think it's the first time that we are in the same call after a long time. You know,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
yes,
I'm
I
like,
would
how
love to
is
hear
did
your
Musti
insights.
coordinate this?
I would like to apologize for my delay. I had to finish up something and I just joined
No
right now.
worries, no formalities, bro. We were just talking about, the way Namibia won and then Netherlands, the way they celebrated as well. It was nice to see. Heartbreak for some, but excitement for others. So that's what the sport is all about. But
Absolutely.
really enjoying the this group stage, man. It was much better than I expected. I feel like the toss not being a factor, and then teams on a similar level. Although Sri Lanka and West Indies on paper do are superior, but I think the way these associate teams have improved in the recent past, and that's due to the tours and everything which are happening recently. It's provided for some stiff competition.
Absolutely, I think these associate nations in the past few years. We in the past we've seen like one odd kind of a crazy Kevin O'Brien kind of an innings or something where
Yeah.
it's unheard of. But now you're seeing more and more. Like the competitive nature the week before the World Cup just adds that excitement. And I said this yesterday as well. It just makes for a very good start to what's going to be a very fantastic World Cup. I think with these associate nations cannot be taken for granted. Yes, I think when they play the likes of India, Australia, South Africa, they might struggle, but amongst each other, they are showing a good competition level, and it just adds that excitement. You're getting ready for an India Pakistan on Sunday, but you already have a lot of excitement to look forward to, and you're seeing some very tense, close matches. For example, David Vese almost got them through, even after being like almost. Done and dusted at a point. They were 7 wickets down, like you guys were just talking about. But come in, and because he has that experience playing in all sorts of leagues around the world, so he brings that kind of experience in to the side. And there are other players also, we're talking about like someone like a Munsi, who's now very experienced in his own way. These UAE players are showing, Mohammad Wasim, I believe, had 5 T20s. He's had a couple of centuries.
Yeah.
He scored a very good 50 as well, so
The
there are
crucial death over, that last over he bowled was outstanding. The
also
way he made the
important,
Yorker. Yeah.
exactly. So it's just certain, and these small margins, and it's just fun to see that, and that's what you see in the T20 World Cup. You're getting an additional dose of that, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
You saw Harsha Bhogle took a selfie with him as well in the end. It just goes to show, like, the impact they're having on commentators who these guys have watched, like, probably the closest games, the biggest games in the world. But, for him to come and take a selfie and post it on his Instagram, it just goes to show him as a commentator, as an audience, he's really enjoying the tournament so far. And it's good to see this.
And it hits different, man, when a young team like a minnow team kind of just goes out there and does the business the way they did. It just hits different.
Yep.
Just to add on to that point, basically, if you actually see the team associate teams now, they're more having more tours and stuff. That was the lacking point that was there in the previous years, and that's why they weren't coming up. Like teams like USA right now, they've imported so many players and stuff, and they're playing with all the like West Indies players and stuff playing in US. They're getting that exposure. So what this is internally doing for them is, at the end of the day, they're all getting exposure for international cricket at the when they go into international cricket. Because playing domestic, yes, you can perform very well in your domestic season, but international cricket is completely different. We've seen like players coming from Ranji IPL experience coming into India side, and then they're not performing that well in the when they're in the international stage. Like Rituraj Gaikwad, what a season he had for IPL, and then scoring so many runs for in the domestic season as well. When he came to Indian side, he struggled. So that's the kind of exposure these teams need, and more these associate nations actually go on these tours, the better chances for them are going to be, and they're going to be a strong side when they come into world events like the World Cup and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good point over there. The more tours you have like this, it will really improve these teams, and then you'll have more audience. You'll have more
Exactly.
fans and everything who will join as well. Imagine, we all know Netherlands have a crazy football fan base, but like, if they can build a cricket fan base like that, it'll just do good for the game. I know that
Yeah.
now international cricket is it's going on a decline. There's more focus on franchise cricket, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, I think this is the way to improve, and we've seen that in some bits in this tournament. But guys, so let's go through the run order. So let's first have the eye test. I'll start off with that, and then we can go on to the next sections. You ready?
Let's go.
So,
That's
start off. I'll take the easy route. I'm going to talk about Kusal Mendes and small man. That guy generates some really good power. You mentioned something very interesting, Don. I was watching his interview, and then I went and watched back his innings, and it was kind of true. The slower ball wasn't gripping as much today. In the first two games, that's what was outdoing Sri Lanka, because they were saying that we're expecting bounce and everything like that, but they felt that the pitch over here was a bit too paced in Geelong, and so they adapted. This was a bit better wicket, but he took risks. Like he was playing those leg side shots. He was playing a bit across the line, played the big shots, and he took the pressure off other players. And it was his innings that got Sri Lanka to a match-winning score, and he was the difference between the two sides.
Absolutely, 79 or 44 with five fives, five fours and five sixes at 180 strike rate. What more can you kind of ask for? So yeah, I completely agree. I think Kusal Mendes, we've seen it in the past in bits and pieces. I think Pathun Nisanka and Kusal Mendes just remind me a lot about like those swashbuckling opening pairs, back in the day when both go from ball one, kind of the Kaluvitarnas who kind of created that, the son of Jaisuriya Kaluvitarna kind of. I don't want to quite yet bring them to that level, because I think those two have been very very good for Sri Lankan cricket, and these guys are just starting off. But it just because I think Sri Lanka, for me, is the first team that went all guns blazing in the first few overs. When the power play was up, that time there was no T20 cricket also. In the 50-over cricket format, they were just first ball say okay, they used to come just start hitting, and that is what these guys are doing as well. I think Pathun Nisanka may be a little slower off the tracks, but I think Mendes from ball one just goes off, and it's just very nice to see. That, and I've also noticed that Sri Lanka are slow starters. I think they need that initial jolt. Asia Cup, they lost to Afghanistan first game, started coming back, like, they came back and ended up winning the tournament. And now we've seen enough, credibility after that first shocker of a game to kind of come back and win the next two, make the top of the group, and they're well suited to now to go into the World Cup and pose a couple of challenges. I think they'll still struggle, but I think they might just pose a couple of challenges. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think like the bigger teams won't really want to face Sri Lanka at times because you don't know what to expect from them.
Yeah.
And also another thing is that they're slow starters, and also they've got used to the conditions now. They've them West Indies, whoever's going to be in the next round will be playing more cricket. So especially I think West Indies, Sri Lanka, they have the personnel as well to challenge other teams, and that's where you have to watch out a bit. Watch out a bit. I think they will challenge these teams. West Indies, remember they lost to Afghanistan in 2016, but they went on to win the World Cup. Another thing that I observed, and Vinay, you can add to this, but I was heavily criticized by Don yesterday. I was only focusing on individuals in the eye test, so I'm going to focus on something a bit more general, which is the outfield. The outfield is very soft. You saw the ball stopping, singles and doubles. You had to run those twos, threes. But the main thing is, which I noticed, Vinay, you can elaborate on this because you are the Jadu. Basically, injuries. It's causing injuries. Today, again, Van der Merwe got injured. Even Nisanka got injured today. And Sri Lanka already have 3-4 injuries. Chamira and these guys are getting injured playing on this particular ground in Geelong. The softness of the outfield is really causing problems. They're pulling muscles and whatever. And yeah, it's been an issue for these players. Sri Lanka already have 5 injuries, I think.
Yeah, like the grounds these matches are actually going on right now, like Geelong and stuff. These are not going to be used for the World Cup itself. So I think that's where kind of the maintenance and stuff plays into picture. And when you see like different grounds and even India and stuff, like Kotla these days, when you go and play in Kotla, it's like it's a wicket where there's no runs, almost like zero runs all the time, right? Because it's a bowler's paradise. It's not been a batting wicket and stuff. And similarly, like other grounds and stuff, it depends on different grounds. And I think this ground in particular, where they're playing right now, they're more used for like club games and not that much for international games and stuff. So I think that might be a factor where the maintenance crew might be different and stuff. But nevertheless, these are international cricketers. They're used to playing like we played in like muddy grounds and everything ourselves. So they should be used to playing in these kind of grounds.
Yeah, Don, your thoughts on this?
Tip tip barsa pani. That is also a big problem.
Yeah.
I
Very
think
Indian.
rain is
Really,
also, yeah.
Yeah.
there's some slight good news. I don't know how official it is. I mean, Mufaddal Vora is a very popular guy on Twitter. I think we all follow him. He's posted a picture from BBC that the chances of rain have slightly decreased. It turns from rain to showers on Sunday. So that's just a bit of an update. But again, that will be in our later section. We'll discuss more about that. Yeah, Don.
डॉन झाड़ू कौन हुआ अब झाड़ू कौन हुआ कौन झाड़ू नहीं कर रहा
I want to take. Every title that is given to you, I yearn to take it. I yearn to be a part of that title. So now I want to follow in your footsteps, Vinay. But anyway,
We have a question for you. Potter's in the house, bro. What's up, man? Thank you for joining
What
our
is
loyal
Twitter?
fan. Vinay, what is Twitter is asking?
I don't know, man. I don't tweet.
You don't tweet.
I only read. I don't tweet.
Yeah, I only read what
I think
Musti says.
Vinay gets all his information from Viral Bayani, I think, on Instagram, bro.
Viral Bayani.
That's where he gets his information from.
But
No,
yeah,
man, I follow what's that guy's name? I forget the guy's name, man. He does the podcast and stuff for gaming and stuff. He's a gamer too. I forget his
Viral
name.
Manati?
Who? Ah, Kariminati, yeah.
That's all right. I wasn't to do with anything.
See, Jadu, Jadu, सब पता है
उसको. Don, bolo.
No, but I think the coming back to the cricket, I think the rain has been a factor. It has been
Yeah.
raining all over Australia, in bits and pieces. Obviously, there are issues with that, and then it takes a little time for like Vinay mentioned, for a maintenance issue, like for a ground that is not probably the MCGs or the SCGs or the Brisbane Oval or whatever, that then creates a little bit of a problem. In maybe they have like those second tier maintenance resources available over there that takes a little bit longer. Sri Lanka will be upset with the injuries, no doubt, but it is what it is. You kind of have to just move on from that and try to uh, they needed to win. If they would have won their first two, they could have rested a couple of players to this
Yeah.
game. So so that is also a little bit of an issue that they probably should blame themselves for a little bit. But with that being said, I think now it's done. Whatever has happened. Now we focus on the big stage. Almost Friday, of course, is a very important the last round is tomorrow. But I think now they can. I'm talking specifically about Sri Lanka. They can focus on the big event and get their players rested, whatever, and start to think about what is in store for them. These are things you can't really control. You can complain about it, but now it's what
Yeah.
has happened is happened.
Yeah, I think
Mostly,
the
just to confirm, India versus Pakistan is in Melbourne MCG, right?
Yeah.
yeah, bro, it's at the G, bruv. The,
But they don't they have a roof?
we had this conversation yesterday, so it's apparently it's the other ground. It's not the MCG. The other ground
So
has a roof.
move it to the other ground. That's all it
I
is.
think that's
That's what I also said, but yeah,
I
the
think
Dons.
for them, I think ticket sales and all that will become a hot like kind of a situation that
Yeah, yeah. All the tickets that were sold for this one, just take it for everyone there.
The first, yeah, विनय ऐसा ऐसा बोल रहे कि चाचा की शादी है कुछ भी जो भी करना है करो बोल के we're going but
भाई हमको इंडिया पाकिस्तान होना कुछ भी
but
करके होना.
I had the first thought, the same thought Vinay had. To be fair, like yesterday, I said the same thing. Why aren't they playing? Where is the roof? But apparently, Ryan and Faz mentioned that it's in the other ground, which is a bit further away. So yeah, the
it'll be
logistically, I don't think it's
it's
possible.
a logistic nightmare actually
Yeah,
to fix that like 1 2 days before the event. So that's the
yeah.
problem. But I agree. I think India Pakistan is a very important thing. If that doesn't happen, pura World Cup ka maza will become
Yeah,
ada.
and that's where the hype is. Everyone is waiting for that game. The Rock is waiting for that game. Millions and millions of the Rock's fans are waiting for that game. If that game doesn't, you don't get 20 overs, or if you don't get a result, then I think the World Cup it'll be a bit topsy turvy. फिर semi-final में final में मिलना दोनों. That's the only way to revive the tournament. Vinay, do you know the size of the crowd?
How would I know, man? I'm not selling the tickets.
What he's saying, he's talking
He's
about your
a-
point that shift the ground, bro.
He's-
Logistically,
I don't think that I don't.
That wasn't the question, Musti. Just to let you know.
that's what he meant, bro.
I don't think that was a question. It was more of a statement.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know after it's massive. How would I know? How would I-
इसको टिकटा बेचना है रे भाई इसको टिकटा बेचना है But
Vinay,
you make a killing, bro, if you were selling the tickets.
विनय अगर तुम्हारी शादी हो रही दिल्ली में वेन्यू चेंज करना चेंज कर दे तुम
हाँ कर देते. शादी होना मतलब है. शादी होना मतलब है. गेस्ट आना मतलब नहीं है.
अच्छा but Don, we covered already Mohammad Wasim and Wiese in the introduction, so I won't go into that in the eye test. But I want to talk about one more player before we move on. Is Max O'Dowd. He really took the game very close. Got the Sri Lankan players and fans nervous. Outstanding innings, man. The way he was hitting it, even in that second last to penultimate over, he hit that no ball for six, striking the ball very sweetly, and shows that against a big team like Sri Lanka, Asian champions, Netherlands do have a team who can compete. And an excellent innings. I felt under pressure and really almost took the side home.
Yeah, 71 of 53. He kept losing his partners on the other side of the thing. And that is something I think that we've noticed in the past as well. Even Zimbabwe, when they were playing yesterday, even though they were ahead of the net run rate throughout the game, they kept losing wickets at regular intervals. So, I think that is something that this is the learning that some of these associate nations will have. The likes of Netherlands today, the likes of Zimbabwe yesterday. It is when one player is going, you need support at the other end. That's all you really need. The single doubles is all you can kind of, if you can base it off of that and let the person who's going all guns blazing, even David Bassey today, if he had a little bit more support, I think he could have easily
Trumpleton did a very good job though. Like he did do a very good job. Like it allowed them to get close.
At number 9, no, kya hota, it just becomes a little bit of a more pressure. Ke David Wiese is taking on himself, right?
Yeah.
And he knows that he has to get the big shots to get the win.
ये
And if he can
जहूर को
have a
जो
number
दो
4 or
विकेट
5,
उखाड़ा वो ना सॉरी 6 और 7 का जो विकेट उखाड़ा एक ओवर में, that completely changed the game.
change
And
the
like
game.
you said, despite that partnership, because already इतना टाइम बचा हुआ है गेम में, there's so much time left that
Yeah.
one wicket even in the second last over changes the whole game. That's exactly what happened. So I completely get your point there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
think
Great.
even Scott Edwards, when he was batting with Max O'Dowd, that was a good partnership going on, and
21 of
then
40. Yeah.
that's where they lost the plot. After that, it was like quick wickets, and then it was a downfall.
Yeah. Vinay, what would you do? What would you do to be at the G on Sunday, bro?
Get me the flight tickets. I'll just go there. I don't care. I'll
If
quit
I
my job and stuff.
इंडिया में ला ले तो टिकट Vinay will say no man, नहीं जा सकता,
No,
संडे
no,
संडे
I'll go.
मैच है, मेरे को लेक शोर
अब
में मैच है, मेरे को ये मैच है.
लेकशोर में कोई नहीं खेल रहा. जबरदस्ती खेलना पड़ रहा मेरे
Vinay
को.
takes his own cricket more seriously than anything else in this world.
Of course, bro.
But
These are the playing days. Well, sorry, one other person I wanted to talk about was Van Mirken. Mikirin, something. The bowler, he was bowling amazing, man. If you saw the lens, I was checking the highlights, the lens and everything that he was bowling. He was almost on a hat trick as well. That
Yeah.
was, of course, an unfortunate. There's no DRS in these matches.
there is, bro.
There is.
There is. I don't understand why Dhananjaya didn't take it or what happened there. It was clearly going down the leg. So, yeah, but the way he was bowling, he was nailing those Yorkers in. He was bowling short and troubling the batsman. So he was really someone who could be looked into the future.
Yeah, 100%. I think that pretty much wraps up this segment. Anything else, Don, you want to add? Good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at tomorrow's games again. It's going to be crunch matches. There are plenty of to talk about. So let's talk about the players to watch out for in our fantasy pick section. Basically, who we think will do well and who we think you should keep in your fantasy team. You guys ready?
लेके आओ सचिन को.
Let's go. Hanji Bhaijan, two big games tomorrow. We have West Indies versus Ireland, and the other game is Scotland
Scotland and
versus
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. I'm going first, Sikandar Raza.
He's my player. My player.
He's
I
my
found
captain,
him.
triple captain, bro. The guy is batting, bowling, fielding. What an all-rounder, man! He's coming on to that level. Hardik Pandya, he's going to cross Hardik Pandya, bro, in this tournament. Don, watch out, my man. Someone like Sikandar Raza. And Don, just to make it clear, right now I'm saying Ben Stokes is the best all-rounder. If Hardik Pandya does anything in this tournament, I will admit it at that time. But right now, I'm not admitting anything.
भाई तेरे को हार्दिक पांड्या से क्या प्रॉब्लम है रे भाई उसको छोड़ना
वो
वो
बढ़िया।
करण जौहर के जब से गया शो पे तब से ये उल्टा हो गया मालूम.
Bro, remember in 2016 when he was breaking into the IPL scene, how much we used to talk about him at that time, like 2016, 2017, when he was
Yes.
like the next big thing. And then, of course, injuries have happened and everything, and you've changed your opinion about him due to not only his injury problem, but also his Karan Johar event. So I think that has changed. But anyway, to be talking about the real, the important matters about Sikandar Raza was my find, bro. I found him when 2 years back when he was coming into the scene and Zimbabwe was starting to like, turn things around a little bit. I had
Why
a
didn't you
feeling that this
captain
guy,
him?
huh?
Why didn't you captain him?
Why didn't I captain him? Because that's a question for another day. एक पूरा podcast बनाना पड़ेगा मेरे over enthusiasm के बारे में in the fantasy Premier League. I have a lot of stories, not only in cricket, I have in football also. This is like a lot of stories I have. So we can bring that out in the next podcast. But to your point, I think Sikandar Raza, I think West Indies will have a slightly more difficult challenge than Zimbabwe because I think Ireland is higher on confidence. The highest run chase by them 180 against Scotland just a couple of days back. That really gives them that kind of confidence that they need going into pressure kind of last game. And the group is wide open. anyone can still make it and anyone can still get out. It's not like almost done and dusted where, with I had a feeling that Sri Lanka would win today and confirm their place. But here I'm totally like open, it can happen and anything can happen. I think the permutations and combinations are quite fantastic right now with
Is it it's do and die for both the teams? Whoever
Yeah,
wins,
yeah, yeah. Whoever
all
wins
of the
goes
teams.
through.
Whoever wins goes through, I think.
That's
It's
amazing.
literally, yeah. So
But wait. If it rains, Zimbabwe and Ireland go through.
Yes.
West Indies goes
Ooh.
out.
Because
Is it
run rate is the issue. Let me check
Yes.
the
is there rain
standings.
prediction tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah,
Arey, तुमने तो बोला यार वो.
because
I gotta keep you guys in check, man. Don't go too overexcited,
all
What
the
is this
teams have
comment
won.
from punter Alia?
Ayla.
I think he meant
Ayla,
Ayla.
भाई.
Ayla.
आलिया नहीं, हर जगह आलिया नहीं होती.
अरे मैं बोला ये कौन आ
So,
गया? हाँ.
yeah. So Scotland will go up as group toppers and Zimbabwe will go in as second. And even though Ireland has had a fantastic game and a fantastic win, they go out of this tournament as last. And West Indies, I think, will be absolutely like there's no words to how to describe how bad it would be for them to leave even before the main stage starts.
But
So
I have a very important question. Whoever can answer it can answer it. Is there a possibility of West Indies, Sri Lanka being in India, Pakistan's group? Both of them.
Yes.
Super 12, yeah.
Yes.
Because Sri Lanka is finished on top, so they go in there anyway, right?
No.
And
It's B2. So no. Sri Lanka won't be in India's group.
India's group.
Wait.
It'll be they
No,
will.
Sri Lanka will
They
be in
will.
India's group.
It's
Yeah.
क्या
A1
तो
and
भी
B2.
खुद लूट रहे हैं, मारते जा रहे हैं विनय.
अरे मैं ग्रुप 2 है, ग्रुप 1 है, वो देख रहे हैं.
Like A1 and B2. So Sri Lanka is already in India's group now. So the second team will be the second team could be West Indies now.
And Sri Lanka beat both India and Pakistan just recently, man. This is gonna be game on.
Whoa,
West Indies comes. Bro, I'm telling you, West Indies, if they qualify, watch out, man. It doesn't matter. कोई ना कोई आके फोड़ देता वहां से. You have to watch out, bro. But
काइल मायर्स बोलते रहते वही आके फोड़ेंगे.
हाँ तो वही बोलो. फैंटेसी पिक कौन है आपका? चल फैंटेसी पिक्स बोलो जल्दी.
मेरा अकील हुसैन ऑलवेज.
डॉन बोलो. अगर
अकील हुसैन एंड मुर्जाबानी.
5 विकेट अगर गलती से ले लिया तो फिर डॉन बोलो.
वेस्ट ऑलराउंडर का खिताब मिल जाता उसको फिर.
सिक्की मैन, सिक्की इज बेस्ट ऑलराउंडर. डॉन बोलो.
Bro, Sikandar Raza, bro. I can't look past him right now for me personally.
Me, bro. You
Blessing also.
Fine.
Blessing as well.
Okay, fine. George Muncy.
Oh my God. Muncy cutie pie. You're going with him.
Yeah, let's go.
They're playing Zimbabwe, right? They're playing Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
So, it's Musti versus me as usual.
And Blessing also. That guy, honestly, hats off to Vinay. Vinay pointed him out before. Maybe because he also got an IPL contract that gave Vinay the confidence to back.
PSL. I saw him in PSL, and that's when I first saw him. He was amazing in PSL.
Yeah, so hats off to Vinay. I criticize him a lot, but he gives the credit here. At least I give you credit, bro.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Vinay, how many points did you get in the elite final, bro?
Oh, another good pick, Paul Sterling. He hasn't gone off crazy, but
Chalrani bichara. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe I'm starting to feel that he prefers UAE conditions, Middle Eastern conditions, Indian, Pakistani conditions. I don't know, that extra bounce is doing him a bit.
I wouldn't write him off yet. I think it takes a little time, in different conditions, but I think he can just get going.
Punter is nervous. What are you nervous about, bro? India-Pakistan game. Punter ने को पूरा एक lecture बोला था एक बार. You have to be neutral. ये वो क्या की. So I'm not nervous anymore thanks to Punter. I'm neutral, bro. जो भी जीते. We need to see good cricket, right, Don?
Don खुद busy है बड़े. Sweater weather. Sweater weather.
Australia में sweater weather चल रहा right now.
Yeah, Don, we have I think couple minutes from you. So you mentioned your points over there. You want to quickly go into the next section, or you want to just wrap up this section?
No. Let's get into the next section.
Musi, sorry. What about Camphor? You forgot Camphor.
Ooh, yeah, watch out for him again. All-round option,
Yeah.
batted really well and thing. But I don't know, like we talk about this a lot in FPL that we pick someone who's like who does amazing, but then the next week he doesn't perform. So I think wait on him. But he batted so well. That strike rate convinces me.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, he's a good option, and with the ball he'll get you a couple of wickets.
Sorry, go to the next section now.
Oh, okay, thank you, sir. Let's
Okay,
go.
sir.
This is Vinny's passion project. We're going to fresh off the press. Don, we have like 30 seconds from you. I think जल्दी जल्दी खबर आप बोलो कहाँ क्या आ रहा ऑस्ट्रेलिया से क्या सुने आ रहा बोलो.
बारिश बहुत हो रही कहते हैं यहाँ.
बारिश हो रही ठंडा है 18 डिग्री है दोपहर में रात में 13 डिग्री है कहते मंडे मगर रेन टू शावर हो सकता तो चांस है मैच के लिए इंडिया पाकिस्तान.
नहीं आई थिंक मैच होगा डोंट वरी सब तक सन ला लेते जो जिनको भी लाना है उन्हें ला लेते.
और क्या खबर है बोलो. पाकिस्तान पहुंच गए मेलबोर्न इंडिया भी पहुंच गई.
ये बुलना सब पहुंच गए और सूर्य कुमार यादव को थम्स अप के बहुत फोटो आ रहे कहते he needs to find a new pose in a world cup कहते. तो at an airport
he's going to every airport and taking a picture.
और
अरे धनश्री भी पहुंच गई.
You need to stop
धनश्री
sending
वर्मा भी पहुंच गई ऑस्ट्रेलिया.
कौन
धनश्री वर्मा
वो कौन है
चहल की बीवी भाई.
चाहल की बीवी.
अच्छा भाई. अरे उन्हें भी पहुंच गई. हार्दिक पांड्या की भी पहुंच गई. दिल्ली की फ्लाइट लिया एयर इंडिया फ्रॉम दिल्ली टू मेलबोर्न.
हाँ ये एमिरेट्स फ्लाइट लिया फर्स्ट क्लास फ्लाइट.
छोटू भी पहुंच गया जूनियर पांड्या. मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ. दिस इज आई गॉट खबर मिली है मेरे को.
उर्वशी रोटेला भी
उर्वशी तो बहुत पहले पहुंच गई. वो तो वार्म अप से पहले पहुंच गई.
सबसे पहले पहुंच गई. She's gonna be in World Cup.
If she's in the stadium, I will lose my mind, bro. If she's in the stadium.
Bro, they follow Danish. Me and Don have been following Danish Seth for years now.
I know, seriously.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to meet him. I didn't meet him due to COVID, but that guy has been killing it from long time now. He actually started off with prank calls, and then he went into COVID. He became really popular, making those videos, different situations, random. And then he was Mr. Nags, of course, in RCB, and now he just destroyed. And when you don't send me any more reels, bro, that's the best reel I've ever seen so far.
That's bro. So and बचपन में आप shorts थे, अभी आप pant बन गए, and he's like ripping the cricketers, bro. It's insane. It's just so.
You don't have to करे आप करके आए.
Virat को पूछ रहा, if you get bowling outside the off stump, will you leave it or play it? And then they left. And then DK आपको भाग DK बोलते, oh my god. Insane.
He absolutely killed it, man. And I think that's the way to go now. Like these reels are really exploding. Yeah.
Shout out to Danish Faith. If you want to come onto our show ever to talk about your analysis, we would love to have you.
Inshallah, we'll definitely try and get him on. That guy.
भैया वो करण जौहर के शो में भी आ गया. वो इस बार कॉफी विद करण का अवार्ड्स का जूरी था वो.
देखते रहो तुम खाली करण जौहर देखते रहो.
कहाँ पहुंच रहे हो?
Yeah, he did come. He came in the award ceremony thing. He was the judge.
Yeah, you're talking as if you don't watch, okay? You love the gossips.
Done. How many more minutes do you have from you?
Chalo, I gotta wrap up now.
All right.
Another email. Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so much. We'll catch you later on in the weekend. We'll catch you for the big ones, the big games.
Sounds good. Chalo, take care.
Are we doing a podcast live, India versus Pakistan?
Let's do
While
it.
the game is on?
After the game, probably. While the game is on, it's going to take 3 hours. So
that's fine. We'll be live 3-hour podcast.
हम तो सोते रहेंगे 3 बजने वाले हैं. I don't know when the game will start. But we'll definitely we'll do a preview and review for sure. So Don, I will catch you for that. Thank you so much for all the information and the analysis, and we will catch you soon.
Of course, sounds good. Thank you, man.
See you, Don.
See you.
Vinny, any more injury news coming out? There is
Cameron Green, baby. He had to be in the squad. I think it is more. क्या हो रहा है गोल्फ? जब भी कोई भी खेलने जा रहा गोल्फ, हर कोई इंजर हो गया. क्या हो रहा भाई?
You think it was something that
I
like
think it's made up. I completely think it's made up because Josh English was actually struggling in the last couple of games and stuff, and the way Cameron Green is actually providing, I think that's why he's in the team now,
who's going
and
to be your
I think it's
backup
a cover up.
keeper? Who's going to be your backup keeper? I
Backup
mean,
keeper, I think Warner has done before, Finch has done before.
too much कर दे रहे भाई.
नहीं वार्नर और फिंच
I know
इंटरनेशनल
they've
क्रिकेट
done
में
it, but not like इधर उधर 2-3 ओवर करे होंगे, not like properly, bro.
भैया अगर इंजरी हुआ तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में ही हो रहा ना, अगले दिन ही रिप्लेसमेंट पहुंच जाएंगे उधर. So they can always get from reserves and stuff. That's not an issue for them.
So you're saying that
It's
if it happens during the match, then someone like a Warner or Finch will step in, and then
exactly at that point, yes.
honestly, Cameron Green is a good shout. He did struggle though in that England series, even the West Indies series. He didn't score too many runs.
He gives you the bat and the ball, and I think the way Stoinis is playing, I think that's where their concern was, and that's why
I
they're
still go
bringing in a
Stoinis.
Cameron Green.
I'll still go Stoinis. I just feel that Stoinis has that experience,
Yeah,
and
the first game, I think they'll still go Stoinis. They can't showcase that they want Cameron Green first game itself, but I think he'll be coming into play very soon in the tournament because he's been performing really well, and that series against India changed his image completely. So that's why I think he's going to be getting a look in very soon.
yeah, 4 a.m. Vinay will be live on something else. Vinay will be ready with all the news for the India Pakistan game. I have a feeling he'll wake up for it. I don't know why.
And of course, man, any day.
Normally, no, normally he'll sleep off at that time, which is natural for any human being. But I just have a feeling Vinay might watch this game.
I'm planning to even go to a place where they're screening the India Pakistan game.
You're going to go?
I'm planning. I'm not sure.
Oh my god! But yeah, I think that's the latest news. Was the Cameron Green news from the other teams? Anything that you heard about in terms of injuries or planning or anything like that?
No, nothing from other teams. Like they're all somebody में खेल रहे सारे अभी. And
Somebody, but I want to
Joffrey
ask.
Archer,
I
Joffrey
asked
Archer is back in action. He's coming to play with England Lions, so that's something.
the UAE
And
coming to Dubai. But Vinay, I wanted to ask you
yeah,
a question. I asked this question yesterday also, but if you could answer it. So India only played one warm-up game. Shami bowled only one over. Is Rohit Sharma going to play Shami in that game against Pakistan?
from a personal point of view, yes, he should play. From I think Rohit Sharma point of view, he might stick to Bhuvi in the first game. He's more of a how do I put it, conservative captain rather than an attacking captain. So he might go with the conservative option of Bhuvi, Harshal, and Harshdeep. Tried
I
and
know
tested.
that I know that the New Zealand game, like you can't, it was rained out, so maybe Rohit Sharma was planning to bowl him 4 overs and that. But do you find it a bit weird that he only got 1 over and that to the last over of the game against Australia?
Yeah, so the way they were actually talking about it, they were saying that they wanted to play the first 11 first, right? And that's how they kind of went into that game initially. But then I think they wanted to try out Shami as well because there is that uncertainty always between Bhuvi and Shami because Bhuvi has not been performing that well. So I think that's why he got a look in and he performed. But I think they're still going to go with the conservative approach. Dravid is also of the same nature typically. So I think they might go with the conservative approach of Bhuvi and Harshal there.
Yeah, but, I mean, I love Shami. I hope he plays, but I just don't think. I think
Yeah.
he's going to be cooked if he plays that game. It's going to be a high intensity match, and I would personally, like you said, I would personally hope that he plays, but he might be undercooked. I don't think if Rohit Sharma will take that
Yeah.
decision.
Gamble.
But yeah, I don't know if he'll take the gamble. And then if it's a shortened game, then maybe you might see him there. I don't know. But with the rain around, you'll have to take that into consideration. If it's like a 10-over game, then maybe you play Shami, bowl 1 or 2 overs, and go for it from
If
there.
it's overcast conditions, you will play Bhuvi. Like if it's overcast conditions,
I think
right, so.
If Shami plays, he's not going to play instead of Bhuvi. I think he's going to play instead of either Harshal Patel, Arshdeep, or and then they'll do
Harshdeep has. I don't think Harshdeep can be taken out. And Harshal Patel, the problem is your
something.
tail goes too deep. Tail goes
Yeah,
too deep if you take
then,
out
like I
Harshal.
said, the option is to play Ashwin instead of
Yeah.
Chahal, which I don't think will happen. But I'm just saying because I feel that they'll play both together. That's so because Bhuvi will give you the new ball and Shami will give you the death overs. I think that would be the plan.
Yeah.
And then you have the one inexperienced bowler to bowl those middle overs, or like a company in the power play and in the death overs, and then maybe one
Yeah.
over in but yeah, that wraps up all the news. What else do you want to talk about, bro? We still have time.
We still have time for what?
We still have time to discuss. We still have another 10 minutes. We have Punter joining in the comments. So Punter, ask your questions, bro. We can answer that. Winner New Zealand versus Australia. Again, there might be rain predicted there. How are you looking at that? New Zealand are a good team in World Cups, but I just feel in Australia the performances have not been great, and
Yeah.
they will struggle a bit in this World Cup. But what are your thoughts?
I'm not sure. Is Lockie Ferguson injured right now?
Injured, yeah, he's injured.
He is injured.
Doubtful, yeah, he's doubtful.
He's
Uh,
doubtful, right?
yeah, but I think in
That
that try
that was
series,
their. I think that was their X factor for New Zealand. If he had played, they would have gotten much more chances than compared to right now. I think Australia is going to beat New Zealand at least on the first game and stuff. Because on current form, I think Australia is much better team in terms of form and stuff. And New Zealand need to get in those match-winning performances. Everyone's struggling a little bit. Like Guptill hasn't been in runs, even Williamson hasn't been in runs that much and stuff. So I think they need to come good, especially in that game.
yeah, but I think the thing is with Australia though is that we saw that even in the West Indies series they weren't convincing. If you can
Yeah,
put them under pressure, there is especially you pick up wickets, get that middle order in. You can definitely put pressure on Australia, and with the bowling as well. Like Stark, Cummins, and Hazel. I know Hazelwood has transformed himself, but sometimes they bowl those Test match lengths and they get hit. And the opposition do use the pace. So I feel that New Zealand, Martin Guptill, Finn Allen should like look to be aggressive from ball one. Williamson can anchor, and then with the ball they have options. So Bolt and Sadi are becoming like the most experienced bowlers. Again, a bit of lack of pace though. That's something. But Ferguson is not there. They could always call up Jamieson. I don't know why he's not in the squad, but they can definitely.
Jameson is not there. Yeah,
Well, he's not there,
He's-
but they should
yeah.
have called him up as a Ferguson replacement if Ferguson doesn't play, if he's ruled out, because
Who's
he'll
the
give.
third pacer? Who's the third pacer? I don't remember the name.
That's a good shout, man. I'm not sure. I know that it was supposed to be Ferguson, but yeah, they have Sodhi and Santner as well. I think that's a good spin combination. They can trap
Yeah,
Australia over there. Australia, we see in the middle over sometimes they do struggle against the spin. We saw in the West Indies series, Carrier bowled really well in that. Really good leg spin, and that's what Sodhi can exploit as well. Those 4 overs will be very crucial. Punter's asking Tim or Max and Marsh or Stoinis.
sorry, Tim, David, Max. Well, Marsh or Stanis. Like what? For what though?
I think in the
Like
team.
who plays?
Yeah. He's saying will Tim David or Maxwell play, or will and
I
from
think
the
both. Both will play. Steve Smith might not play.
I think all 4 will play.
Yeah, all four exactly. I'm like all
Yeah,
four will play.
I think Smith will set out because I
Yeah,
don't think he'll play both Finch and Smith the way Australia are setting up now. That's what I just feel.
yeah. Is it
So,
Adam Milne playing right now, or
yeah,
is it
yeah,
Bracewell?
yeah. So Milne does have pace as well.
Yeah, Milne has pace, but somehow like Lockie Ferguson is much better bowler than Milne and everyone else in that team, and it's the kind of pace he bowls and the accuracy that he bowls with. I think Lockie Ferguson is better suited to play, but if he doesn't play, I think it's better chances for Australia than New Zealand.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that for me that it's going to be the new ball, of course, but for me the biggest thing for New Zealand will be get if the spinners can hit the right lengths and pick up
Yeah,
wickets there, and that's how you're going to strangle Australia. So watch out for that, and the big boundaries as well. I know Zampa is there, but do you think Australia will go Ashton Agar and Zampa? I don't, or they just go with Zampa as the lone spinner.
yeah, I think they should go Zampa lone spinner, but then who do they bring in for batting? Will they bring in Cameron Green again for
Yeah,
Agar?
yeah, that's true.
Right.
But
So
Ashton Agar can provide you like accept.
exactly, he can provide you with the bat as well. So I think they will prefer go with two spinners, and then you always have Maxi and then Stoinis and Marsh backups there. So they could probably go given to like they could probably try this guy Cameron Green instead of Agar, but then they have other spinners to kind of combine for them.
Yeah, so he was basically the power pack performer. Right? No, he wasn't asking who's going to start.
Oh, okay. The power pack performer, I think it's going to be Mitchell Marsh.
Ooh, we're going Mitchell Marsh. I'm going Maxi, man. I feel that
Maxi
Maxi.
is there always. Like he's someone that we all expect from, but he's not been performing that well. He's a on and off miss here and there. But Marsh is someone who's been doing really well these days. That's why I went with Marsh.
You went with Mitchell Marsh. He's going to probably bat one down.
Yeah.
Last few minutes. So get your questions in. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're watching later. Hit that subscribe button. We're a new channel. It'll really help us a lot. Your support, and we will much appreciate it. We have different new sections coming up as well. So hoping you're enjoying that, and always a bit of fun. And Vinay, tomorrow also, I just completely forgot. Watch out for Jason Holder, man. The guy is pumped right now. He bowled well in that last game. I think
Yeah.
he can play a vital role in tomorrow's game against Ireland. He might be the guy to watch out for. I just really liked his intensity and the way he played yesterday.
He's mixing up his deliveries. I think he's picked 6 wickets already in the two games that he bowled, like 2 wickets, two crucial wickets, giving away less than 10 runs, and then yesterday, last game also picking up 4 wickets. So he's been in form, especially with the ball. So I think he'll be doing good, and he's mixing up the pace. That's what I think it's deceiving. It's not coming onto the bat easily, and these are big grounds, like we mentioned, right? So getting those catches and stuff is comparatively easier in these grounds rather than any shorter grounds. So I think that's he's bowling intelligently, and that's what is probably helping him out.
Okay, and Vinny, to wrap it up, let's have a fun section. Give me your top five captains going into the main round.
Top 5 captains. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Aaron Finch,
Who's your
Babar Azam.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Josh Butler first. Josh
Go
Butler
in
first.
ranking. Go in ranking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh Butler first. Then I would pick Rohit Sharma just for bias. And then I'll go Babar Azam 3. Then Aaron Finch 4. And fifth, I'll go Kane Williamson.
Vinay, you're going on team. I'm telling you, captain wise. On what basis you put Butler?
Butler, he's the star performer for the team, man. He's a
Captain.
star.
मेरी बात सुनो. Let me explain to you. Butler, I'm talking about captains. I know he has the best. He has an amazing team and everything
Yeah.
like that. If you look at Butler since he became captain, he's been under the pump. They've lost T20 series against India. They lost against South Africa. His captaincy has not been impressive. Who did you say number 2? Rohit Sharma. Again, it's been on and off. For me,
Yeah.
your 1 and 2 has to be Finch and Williamson, bro. Finch won you the World Cup. Williamson took you to the.
But Finch, look at his. He's a liability for the team, same as Bavuma
Doesn't matter. I'm
at
asking
this
you
point.
captain. I'm not asking performance. I'm not talking as a batsman. I'm talking about
Then
captaincy.
you have to bring in Bavuma and stuff too, right? I have
Yeah,
to. I'm weighing it off. I'm weighing it
Yeah.
off. Who's the captain and how they're performing for their team as
No,
well.
I'm not asking that. I'm talking tactics.
But it's my weightage. It's not
You're talking performance-wise. No, I would flip it around. I would go. To be honest, I'll go Finch first, Williamson second, then maybe. I don't know. It's a tough one. Maybe even Bavuma is a shout, but Shanaka is a captain that I really like. He'll be in my top 5 for sure. And then Rohit Sharma. And to top it off, who is there, bro? Maybe Bavuma. I'm not going to go Babar Azam. I have a lot of criticism about his captaincy, especially.
I do have criticism about his captaincy, but the best part is they're winning, right? However, the team combination is he's able to win with those team members. Like there is a big liability, especially in the middle order for them. So even though he's been winning and he has a solid team to back up, especially in the bowling department. So I think he has that credit to give in terms of how he's managing. And the kind of inspiration he brings to the players, I think that's what has made this Pakistan team better in the recent past.
It's good. Good point. You're backing up your points. It's good to have different views. So I like that. We don't agree on it, but it's good. It's, at least you backed it up. I really like that. Your favorite innings in T20 World Cup? If you're talking overall, then for me it's Yuvraj Singh.
The 666.
The six sixes and the Australia, like both, I put them like very similar at that level. Those were for me the Yuvraj Singh both semi-finals, and because look, the six sixes was just something I've never seen, like and then it was for India in a World Cup. It was a do or die game, so that was probably the first one. The second one, the Australia, because he was hitting
Yeah,
the likes of Brett Lee and these guys, man. He was
that was the
swimming.
biggest six. I think the hit to Brett Lee was the biggest six of the tournament.
Like yeah, that
That
was
flick. Yeah.
yeah.
But for
And that
me, I think I'll go with Marlon Samuels.
the final in 2012.
Semi-final and the final, both.
You're talking about 2012, the 2012 one, not the 16.
2016 when they won in India, I think.
Oh,
Was
you're
that
talking about
2012?
yeah, 20. But he also hit. Yeah. In 2016, they won in India. 2012 also in the finals he hit against
Yeah,
Sri Lanka.
in 2012 he hit, but I think the innings were of 2016, especially in the semi-finals against India, and then finals anchoring the innings, and then Carlos Brathwaite, that magical last over that he hit. I think both the
In that
innings
one,
were crucial.
Samuels also had a contribution in that game.
Yes,
He did. Yeah,
yes.
I think he got man of the match or some man of the series
He,
or something like
I
that.
think for both, he got the man of the match, I believe.
Marlon Samuels, yeah, Punter Singh overall. Yeah, for he's going. Vinay is going that. I'm going Yuvraj, and both turned out to be champions in their respective
Yeah,
tournaments. Yeah, Yuvraj didn't play the final. Did he? Yeah, he played the final. He didn't.
he did.
Yeah, he played the final, but he was injured.
But it
Remember?
was Gautam Gambhir. It was Gautam Gambhir's innings
Yeah,
in the
but
final,
Yuvraj,
75.
you remember he got injured. Yuvraj, there was concerns that he might not start, and then Sehwag didn't play eventually. But there was
Yeah,
some injury concern with Yuvraj, some back issue or something like that. There was some
not
problem.
sure. I don't remember that well, but
But
yeah. Sehwag didn't play. Yusuf Pathan played for
yeah.
Sehwag.
But yeah, for me, it was that Yuvraj innings. Just I haven't seen like six sixes. Like that was the first time I saw six sixes in an
Okay.
innings. But I missed the Netherlands. It was in the same year, I think.
Yeah,
Gibbs hit six sixes. So I
Gibbs
didn't.
hit six sixes to Netherlands.
I was not in.
But I think it was one day tournament, not the
Yeah, no, I'm
T20.
saying. Oh, I've never seen
Yeah,
like I've never. That was the. I didn't see that game live. So for me, Yuvraj, the way he played. Yeah, Punter Singh, he didn't play the South Africa game. Yeah, I remember Yuvraj missed a game. The South Africa game again. That was a when Rohit Sharma contributed. He had a
yeah.
50 in that. Now he's the captain, man. Things are going full circle. But that was a crucial innings. 150. Punter Singh's favorite innings. Misbah, man. Honestly, that Misbah innings was outstanding.
Yeah.
Just that scoop screwed everything for him. And again,
We had lost hope. We had lost hope. If you remember, the camera angle was showing in the crowd, so we all thought it was six.
I thought it was a six. Yeah, I thought it was a six. There's a really good show which came in the last T20 World Cup, and now it's coming again. It's on A Sports, the Pakistani sports channel. So over there, they have a host, and then the panel this year is Misbah Ullah, Wasim Akram,
Yeah.
Waqar Yunus, and Shoaib Malik. Last year, I think it was Wahab Riaz and someone else, I forget. But yeah, Shoaib Malik and Misbah are there along with Waqar and Wasim. And Misbah Ullah said that जब से मैं वो shot खेला पाकिस्तान में scoop ही बंद हो गया. They don't play this.
Wasim Akram asked that question, and I saw that meme thing at least. I didn't see the full episode, but I saw the meme stuff.
Yeah, you're saying Punter Singh, if you wouldn't have scooped, but
Yeah.
man, Punter, I don't think it'd be your favorite innings. You'd be heartbroken, man, if that.
If that scoop went over, it would have been a heartbreak.
I honestly, like, everyone in hindsight, you can say whatever you want. I still feel it was the right decision. He hit one straight. He tried to
Yeah.
play with the field and he played that shot. It was ahead of its times. You call Misbah tuk and all that, but he took a risk, and that's what you want in T20 cricket. I would
Yeah.
have. I would back him to play that shot again and clear it. I know at that time a lot of people said that why the hell are you playing a scoop? Abhi seedha chakka mare. But that's how T20 cricket works. You have to play with the bowler's mind, and he tried to do that. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off. That one shot completely changed everything. Bowling performance, Vinay, for you, there's a few hat tricks. There's been 5 hat tricks in the T20 World Cup, but in general, a bowling performance that you enjoyed in T20 World Cup.
I'm not able to remember, man. To be honest.
I'll tell you one. You might remember it. For me, 2009 World Cup in England, Pakistan versus Sri Lanka, Umar Gul. What a
Oh, yeah.
spell! Man, 4 wickets and 8 runs, 10 runs, or something like that. A bulldozer, man. He was banging in those Yorkers. That was one of the best spells.
I think it might be a good shout, and you might actually criticize me for this, but Srishant bowling against Australia in that 2009 World
I
Cup.
was thinking about it, but I'm like, no. He bowled Matthew Hayden in that, right? And he got
Yeah,
Gilchrist.
Gilchrist also he got out, and Matthew Hayden. It was like game changing over that.
Yeah, it was game changing. But for me, that Umar Gul spell, even
Yeah.
Amir in the finals in that 2009 against again against Sri Lanka, it was I think.
Whenever, like, I know it's not the T20 World Cup, but that Wahab Riaz, this thing keeps on playing whenever someone talks about the bowling performance and stuff.
It's crazy how like Pakistan, despite if they don't win the World Cups or anything, they always have something to remember. In the last World Cup, it was
Yeah,
the China PD spell. That's one spell a lot of people remember. It's played on like the ICC channels as well all the time.
yeah,
So Pakistan always have some individual performance that you always remember. Afridi had a great impact in that World Cup as well. I think he had one of the best all-round performances, semi-finals, finals against. I think it was South Africa and then Sri Lanka in the final. He was brilliant. He was scoring 50s, picking up wickets. That bowling spell again against South Africa, where he completely choked the likes of De Villiers, Callis, and these guys. That was
yeah.
another spell to remember. Favorite fielding moment?
I won't talk about the World Cup one, but that catch from DK, the first ever T20 match between India and South Africa. You remember this catch he took in the slip
Winnie, that was
against
World.
Graham Smith?
That was World Cup.
That was World Cup.
The India South Africa. That
I
was the
thought it
game.
was the
No,
previous series before the World Cup.
Rohit Sharma scored a 50. They made 140, 150 in that, and they defended it. He took up the catch of Graham Smith of RP Singh's bowling flying. That was
Flying.
my catch of the tournament. That
Okay.
was my catch. Like, oh, the catch I'll always remember.
Oh yeah.
That was that game. It was the knockout game. So Yuvraj didn't
Yeah.
play that game. They had to win. They beat England and they had to beat South Africa. And they beat South Africa by such a margin. They kicked South Africa out as well on net run rate. That
Yeah.
was the game. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you. That was what a
That
catch.
was a blinder, man. It was flying, and he just from somewhere he just did a cartwheel while he took the catch.
Yeah, man. At slip, it's always to
Oh
see
yeah.
those diving catches is always sensational. I like the points catches as well. The one we saw like the other day, Evan Lewis took, that was a nice catch as
Oh
well.
yeah, that was a nice catch. But I think
Yeah.
Evan Lewis, he took a blinder in that 2016 World Cup. No, the previous World Cup. I think he
Try-
took a real blinder in the boundary line as well.
yeah, I think it was the last World Cup
Yeah.
in that. I'm sure we're gonna see more crazy fielding because it is big boundary, so you'll see some, something on the boundary lines as well, like a lot of juggling happening and relay catches and all that. I'm sure.
Oh,
Uh,
wait. Best catch, Ben Stokes, last World Cup.
which one, bro?
England versus New Zealand. Was it 50
That
over?
was the 50 over World Cup,
Oh,
man.
50 over, man. That catch, it just played in my mind. Just
No, I know. Ben Stokes didn't play in the last World Cup. He was on a break, right? So he didn't play.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's
but
why.
that catch just played in my mind right now.
Punter has a really good shot. Dhoni's run out against Bangladesh. That was insane, man. That was crazy. Last minute. That was insane.
Even Jadeja's catch, he tumbled
but
too
then,
much, but it was an easy catch like that.
Yeah, but Punter Dhoni had to pay the price when Guptill one-handed, man.
Yeah,
One wicket to him from the
that
boundary
was
line.
heartbreaking, man. That was heartbreaking. Like,
What a throw,
lit-
bro. That was insane, man. Martin Gaptal, remember the name. That was crazy, bro. But that was
yeah,
again 50 over. But yeah, the Dhoni run out. Even those two catches in the deep, I think one Dhawan took and then the Jadeja was
yeah.
swept and then
The
other catch.
funny part was the previous ball when Mushfiqur Rahim hit, it was the
Yeah,
same position. Dhawan was standing. The
Dhawan
next
was standing.
ball, the Mahmudullah hit. This guy Jadeja was standing. I'm like, when did they change the field?
Yeah, exactly. And the commentator got it wrong as well. I don't know if you remember. He's like, oh, and Dhawan takes it. But everyone got confused. They completely changed the
Yeah,
field. Again, those are Dhoni things. He just makes those subtle changes. He knows where the ball is going. He's like, listen, last catch aa raha, isko hi lena padega. And he did that. But
yeah.
Vinay, thank you so much for joining me. I took a lot of your time. Is there any last thoughts you have? Anything that you wanted to say before we end the show, bro?
No, man. Just looking forward to know whether West Indies or whoever comes and plays in our group, is it going to be Sri Lanka and West Indies? Who knows at this
Yeah,
point?
hopefully the weather stays away and we get to see some stays clear and we get to see some cricket, because I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's matches, and I hope West Indies do come in, because I feel that once they're in
There will be group of death.
yeah, because they have plenty of power pack players. Myers, all round explosive player. They have
Yeah.
Holder. They have Nicholas Puran hasn't come to form yet,
You
and
keep
there's going to be
keep forgetting my player. You keep
Achilles
forgetting.
he's also an all-rounder. There's so they have a lot of players to watch out for, and
Yeah.
West Indies is that kind of team, right? Like just subah uthe kuch bhi ho sakta. But yeah, Punter is asking me to relieve you of your duties, so I will do that. Again, thank you so much, Vinay. It was a really good talk. Really enjoyed it. Thank you to Don as well joining earlier, and thank you so much to Punter for asking a lot of questions and commenting and supporting us. We really appreciate it and continue your support. And hopefully, we can get you on the channel. And whoever's watching, I know Ashish watches the channel a lot as well. So thank you for your support, and try to share it with your friends and family. And we'll definitely try to get you the best content going into the World Cup and in the World Cup, the main stage as well, the second round. There's going to be plenty of action. So join us. We'll get you the latest from Australia.
Let's go, mate.
Go take care, mate. All right. Cheers, bro. Have a good night. Yeah, take care, mate. All right.
See ya.
Cheers. Toodaloo.